Okay, we're live. I'm going to share my screen with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you see my screen?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
So, we have Eileen. When
That's
is your birthday?
me. July 21st,
Okay.
1989,
What time?
4:30 p.m.,
And where?
Brooklyn, New York. Kings. Kings down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As soon as you said Kings down, I felt like, oh, okay, she's kind of impatient. And I was like, Aries. Then I saw, no, Leo. Okay. I see this telling me Leo. Um,
Yes.
okay. 5 degrees Sagittarius rising.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. So, Eileen, what is going on in your life currently?
Hmm. Where do I even start? Uh, I want to point this out. So it is Mother's Day weekend, this upcoming weekend.
Okay.
I don't really like to celebrate holidays, but I lost both of my parents.
You lost.
So both of my parents, they passed on.
Okay.
Um in 2024, I experienced a hurricane. And this hurricane pretty much demolished this entire place. And then I was taking care of my dad. I was a caregiver for both of my parents. And then I was caring for my dad. And shortly after, he passed on. Now, his birthday is tomorrow. And for the life of me, it's hard to not think about both of my parents. Even though I'm able to connect with both of them and blah blah blah, it's not the same. So currently in my life right now, I am rebuilding, rebuilding myself,
Mm,
rebuilding my space, doing a lot of rebuilding. Um, it is a bit challenging because I don't really have that much support, but I do also know that on the esoteric realm, I have a lot of support. So that's it in a nutshell.
Okay, actually, that's a very good starting place for us. Um, mm, yeah. Okay. I want to start with the Pluto Sun opposition because that's where I want to go.
Hmm.
I just want to see when it would have been exact. Okay, so the last time that opposition was exact was in November of 24.
Mm.
Well, September, no. So August, September, October, November, December, that period kind of. So like summer, autumn into winter of 24.
Hmm.
And when you said that you were a caregiver
Yeah.
and that your parents have passed,
Yeah.
immediately I felt Pluto's opposition to your sun in Cancer.
Hmm.
And now that Pluto is separating from the opposition, because you can see Pluto's made it to 5 degrees of Aquarius,
Hmm.
that for me is that you're in the rebuilding phase, right? So Pluto's opposition to the sun was like you were taking care of your parents for a long time, you were their caregiver. Then happened
Hmm.
the hurricane. There's again
Hmm.
Cancer, right? The storm, the water.
Hmm.
Everything gets destroyed. Your sun is at 29
Hmm.
degrees of Cancer, right?
Hmm.
Your
Hmm.
parents pass away, everything ends. So that makes me think
That's the
about
culmination point.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now you're
Hmm.
now you're moving. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. The other part I want to add is Saturn's transit through your fourth, and it's
Hmm.
still ongoing. And
Hmm.
so if I go back, for example, just 1 year or 2 years, you can see 2 years ago and up until now, Saturn was lingering around the cusp of your fourth house.
Hmm.
And that makes me think about you being in the hurricane, losing your parents, and now having to deal with not having contact with them.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
that all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm. I also want to point this out. As I go through this phase right now, and then also knowing that I have my son and Chiron in the eighth house and going through this period, it makes me kind of feel a little bit resistant on wanting to do certain things because it's like I've experienced so much loss. I've experienced so much tumultuous things that has occurred in my life. I'm not saying that I can't accomplish it because I've accomplished a lot of things, right? But understanding that we all have a purpose, right? And obviously things happen for us to move past it. Do you understand where I'm going with this?
Well, I'm listening. It's no.
So anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that I'm still trying to get myself out of like a low space. And I'm guessing that this is where Saturn is at this point. Let me see, in the fourth house. But where's the moon?
I'll put the moon in. As
Okay.
soon as you say that, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Two things. Again, I feel Pluto separating from the opposition to your sun, but by the way, Pluto just stationed retrograde yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of moving back towards the opposition, even though he's not going to reach 29 degrees Capricorn again. Makes me think about how you're kind of lingering, you're still processing, like it's not finished.
Right. And
And
then the moon is in the third house.
okay,
So that's like thoughts. That's like, communication. That's like, all of these things that I've been thinking, that I've been pondering, that has been going across my mind, all of these things. So yeah.
mhm.
Mhm.
And also that you're coming from a low space makes me think
Yeah.
about how Saturn is coming from the lowest point in your chart, which is the Imam Coeli, right? So maybe the
Mhm.
most vulnerable, most personal, most intimate, most internal, right?
Mhm.
Which is your inner life. That
Mhm.
part of the chart, Saturn's just been there,
Mhm.
kind of like rock bottom. And so that makes me think about how you're just starting to emerge, but like slowly.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. Everything
Okay.
is always in the stars.
Right. Now, there was something else because you said that you've gone through a lot of tumultuous things.
Mhm.
That made me think about the Moon Saturn exact sextile.
Hmm.
Can you give an example?
Hmm. I have a lot of examples. I'm always shifting. I'm a Sagittarius rising. So I'm always shifting. I'm always moving. I'm always, you know, it's like when I feel like I get to a certain place, it's like, okay, that's not it. You gotta shift and you gotta move. Um, I would say 100% would be dealing with death, dealing with loss. And death doesn't always have to include someone dying, right? It's always things that are shifting, always things that are moving, um, rebirth, like all of these different things. So that's what I mean when I say tumultuous things because I've had to move a lot. I've experienced the first time when someone in my family passed away, I was really young, like 4 years old. And I've always thought, like, well, what's the point of being alive when you have to die? What's the point of people taking medication when they're always sick? What is the point of life? Yeah, I understand the point of life. We have to have relationships. We have to, you know, go through certain things. We have to. So it's a lot of, I guess I would say, thought and like back and forth and like, you know, and then also on top of that, I am also a scholar. So my highest degree is a master's in alternative medicine, right? So where am I going with this?
Well, the masters in alternative medicine immediately for me is Pisces, Capricorn, third house, Saturn.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Are you very intentional with the way you eat?
Yes, I don't eat nonsense. Like I don't eat garbage food, you know. I cook a lot. Like I cook all of my meals. If I do go out to eat, I have to really know that this place is clean, know that I won't get sick, knowing that I would enjoy the food, and also knowing that I'm gonna get my money's worth.
Uh-huh.
Other than
Okay.
that, I'll cook myself.
I'm starting to feel Saturn in your second house.
Hmm.
Being very particular about what you eat.
Hmm. Hmm. And I've always been this way. Like I grew up on cultural food, but also at the same time, it was very mundane. Like it would be the same thing all the time, and I would just get so frustrated that I would not eat. And I also went to culinary school. So that's my first degree. I was a chef when I lived in New York. So I understand food. I know how to respect food. I know how to feed people well, all the things.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been thinking about writing a cookbook.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But it makes me think like maybe I can have a series. Maybe I can incorporate, a lot of different things. Maybe one could be Caribbean food. Maybe a second one can be like, I don't really want to say desserts, but like smoothies and shakes and knowing how to nourish your body. My bachelor's is in nutrition, so that's where the nutrition part comes in, you know? Um, yeah. So
Okay.
it's a lot
So
of different thoughts, but
yeah, there's
mhm,
one thing. So okay, this makes me think about the third house is the house of recipes, right? If you're putting
mm,
together a book.
mhm,
And the Pisces part of it for me is first of all that you want to do it in variety. And then you even said
mhm,
Caribbean food, Pisces,
mhm, mhm,
smoothies, right? Water element, shakes, Pisces,
mm,
because those are the things you brought up specifically. And
mhm.
then you said, well, I have my degree in nutrition. And then that brings me to Saturn, right? In Capricorn.
Yeah.
How to nourish your body, Saturn.
Mhm. It's good to be able to talk these things out.
Hmm. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes. There I feel your moon in the third again.
Mhm. And I also have the North Node in the third house. So in Aquarius. So, that deals with groups of people and, you know,
Right.
purpose and, you know. um teaching, and then it's opposed the ninth house, which my Leo stellium is in the ninth.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. First of all, you're going through your nodal return, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And there was the first solar eclipse there already. That was a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Have you started a new project, writing project?
I started writing a book, and I was talking about this one yesterday. I started writing a book about my experience with the hurricane and that
Aha.
ship. And I told myself that I need to get back to it and I need to finish it. I am also in the process of starting my practice because I'm a holistic practitioner. So I'm in the process of starting that as well. So
Aha.
it's
What
a
is that?
lot of new projects that's starting for me.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you said that you're starting. There's just so much.
It is a lot.
I know. Um, okay. Let's start with your experience with the hurricane.
Mhm.
Can you, which hurricane?
It was Hurricane Beryl, and it was July 1st, 2024.
Aha. During Pluto's exact opposition to your sun.
Mhm.
Okay. So what happened?
Mm. We experienced 98% of the island being destroyed. It took me about 9 months to get electricity. Both my dad and I ended up getting dengue because, it happens. He obviously transitioned because of that. Um, and I ended up healing myself. I'm gonna tell you the story. So it, dengue is something that it completely wipes you out. As I'm there caring for him, like I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't move. And I took my yoga mat and I laid on my yoga mat inside of the kitchen and I'm drifting off. And as I'm drifting off, I'm praying because I know that there's angels around. I know that there's spirits around that's going to help me be able to help myself so I can help him. And as I'm drifting off, I see two spirits. One is behind me and one is in front of me. And they have their hands over me. And they're like, and I'm like in a state between consciousness and unconsciousness. So I'm like in a space where I'm trying to speak, but obviously I can't speak because I'm drifting off. And I probably fell asleep for maybe like a half an hour. And I got up and I felt better. So that's that part of, experiencing dengue because it wipes you out. Like I'm the type of person, I don't take no medication, I don't take no pills. I would take supplements. There's herbs around, there's aloes, we have nature. So I would rather use nature than taking supplements because I know it's poison. Like it's poison. Um that hurricane, it was rough. It was rough. It was like, I mean, you have questions.
Me?
because I feel like I would be able to answer any questions that you might have instead of just talking about the hurricane because it
Very
was,
good.
yeah.
It was so okay. It was devastating. You said it consumed 98% of the island.
Hmm.
Okay. It's about the transit of Saturn. What I want to show you actually is if I go back 2 days to the 29th of June, you can see that Saturn is direct. But on June 30th, Saturn stationed retrograde on the cusp of your fourth house in Pisces. And then the next day was July 1st, 2024.
And we got no warning. Like, we got no warning. We didn't even know that it was coming. We didn't know that it was going to happen. Literally the day before, the prime minister came and, talked about it, and that was it. And it was like, okay, well, and I've never experienced a hurricane before. Like, I've lived
You
in
said the day
Florida,
before,
yeah, which was the
the
30th.
30th of June. See, that's the day that Saturn stationed,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
So it was like no time to prepare. Don't know what to experience, but it was rough. It was so rough. Like, I mean, before I used to not even be able to have a conversation because I would just break down in tears. But, obviously there's healing. Time has passed on and, you know,
Uh-huh. So you were consumed by water.
hmm and I live right by the ocean too. So the windows are gone. Obviously no electricity.
Uh-huh. So she was eating you. The ocean was just
hmm Parts of the roof
completely.
left.
Mhm.
The wind, oh, forget about it. It's like that wind was singing a song. That wind was
Mhm.
singing.
Okay, you were sure you were gonna die.
Mm, I mean, I wasn't scared. I'm not gonna say I wasn't scared because I was scared, but I kept praying. I prayed the whole time. I prayed,
Okay.
I prayed, I prayed to my ancestors, I prayed to God, I prayed to all the spirits that was around. I told God, listen, I am going to listen to you. Whatever you have to tell me, I will listen.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was like, you know what, I could just die right now. It don't matter to me. And I'm like, no, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this, you
Okay.
know?
I'm feeling very much again your moon in Pisces in the third,
Hmm.
your devotion, your faith, the
Yeah, my
prayer,
faith
the
is very
angels.
strong. Hmm.
Yeah. And that your faith was being tested and you were praying so much during this period. Okay, so July 1st happens the hurricane. What happens in the months that follow?
A lot of cleaning, still a lot of praying. I kind of went back to the quote unquote old ways of how we lived because there was no electricity. So early in the morning, I would wake up. I would do whatever I have to do, clean, tidy up, whatever the case is. And I read a lot, like, because there was no entertainment, there was nothing to do. So I read a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
wrote notes. That's how I started writing the book. Um, it was a
Mm-hmm.
lot of cleaning. It was a lot of cleaning, a lot of cleaning, a lot
Okay.
of cleaning.
Okay. Can I? Can I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Saturn is passing through your third house during this whole period and retrograde.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, towards your moon, right where you
Mm-hmm.
live and your whole neighborhood. Yeah. And it's in Pisces. And so,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing while Saturn is retrograding through your third house? Well, you're walking around the streets and you're cleaning rubble, cleaning, clearing, making
Mm-hmm.
space. Yeah, soothing, clearing, cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
And
washing
then,
as well. Okay.
yes, and then reading brought me to another space. So I didn't have to think about all of these things that was happening in the physical.
Ah, okay.
And the
Wow.
biggest thing is reading the book. I read Zora Neale Hurston's book. And in her book, it was pretty much talking, it was a collection of stories. But in the book, it pretty much was talking about faith as well.
Okay.
So she
Mhm.
would go around different places around the world and would like pick up different stories from elders, and they would
Mm,
talk about, cultural things. And it kind of brought it kind of brought highlight to my ninth house, because the ninth house is the house of travel.
mhm.
And in a way, I saw myself, because when I travel, that's what I do. I go, I immerse myself in cultures. I, speak with people. Even if I don't really know the language, I, find an interpreter or use my phone and, do different things like that. So there was definitely a connection there as I was reading those stories.
Okay. Right. So you feel that in the third house, right? That
Hmm.
you're reading so much. And I agree
Hmm.
with you in the ninth house. I would also just point out that your moon is in Pisces. And
Hmm.
Pisces is also foreigners, foreign countries, different
Hmm.
people, different tribes, different rituals.
That's what it is. The book spoke about rituals too, like different
Okay.
rituals and things like that. So yeah, and
And
I read
again,
the whole book because I had time.
yeah, the other thing is exactly that everything was dark, right? And so that's
Hmm.
Pisces.
Hmm.
Yeah. And that your moon is exactly sextile Saturn. And that you were back to
Hmm.
the old times, living
Yep.
like the old people, having access to, nothing, no entertainment, nothing interesting, very basic.
Hmm. And I was okay with it. And then when my phone got back working, I was like, oh man, this phone is
Okay,
always going to keep going on.
even notice again, so Saturn crossing the third, and you have no access to your phone.
Hmm.
Yeah, no entertainment.
I was okay with it.
Right.
I was okay
Very
with it.
interesting. Okay, also think about the dengue, Pisces again,
Hmm.
right? Getting a
And it comes
disease.
from mosquitoes. Yeah. Hmm. And I was able to heal myself. And it brought my dad's immune system all the way down. It's like, even the day he died, the day he was dying, I told him, I said, you're leaving me. He's like, where am I going? I was like, you're going on the other side. He's like, no, I'm not going to leave you. And I'm like, yeah, it's
Oh,
okay. You can
wow.
leave. It's time. If it's time, it's time. You can't hold on forever. I mean, obviously, he had the wish. He had the wish of wanting to see me get married and have kids and all of these things. But my parents had me at an older age. So, if it wasn't my time for me to have children and do all of these things. And obviously also too, it makes me think that if I had a family or if I had kids or anything like that, it would have been harder for me to take care of both of my parents.
Hmm.
Maybe I would have had assistance, but
How long were you taking care of your parents for?
oh, a long time. Maybe like 10 years.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
see.
pretty much the end of my, like the mid end of my 20s, until my mom died in 2020 and then my dad died in 2024. So,
Got it. Okay.
hmm
Okay, so now I really feel the moon Saturn exact sextile.
hmm
That you're around your aging parents and constantly have to help them.
it was
Hmm.
not easy. It was not easy.
Why not?
So, I mean, one person taking care of two people? How could that be easy? That's doctor's appointments, and then
Ah,
through all of that, I was getting my master's. I was working. I was going to school. I was doing so many different things. So it's like it's juggling all of these different things.
okay. That makes me think about two things. First, the Saturn in Capricorn. Capricorn makes me think about real life,
Hmm.
like getting the degree,
Hmm.
having the job, getting the money. supporting the
Mm-hmm.
parents, right? Like having to be on
Mm-hmm.
earth very much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And also
And
having to
then
do
also,
things in a particular order, right? Because it's not
right.
like they, I guess, need help at specific times.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do things, right? And
And
so it's
then
not like you
also
can move
Saturn
freely.
return. Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of restrictions.
Yeah. Of your day-to-day life.
Mm-hmm.
The moon.
But now
Okay.
there's a little bit of freedom, but I also still feel a little restricted.
Why?
Because I'm like rebuilding, I'm like doing all of these different things, trying to settle myself back into my own space. But also at the same time, I love to travel. I love to be away. I love movement. Like for me, even though this is rebuilding, I still feel very restricted.
But what do you feel restricted by? In what way?
Restriction, as in, I have to be here so I can rebuild. I can't just be everywhere and
Ah,
travel and do what I want to do because I have to rebuild my space, my environment to make
okay.
it my own.
Okay. I see. So, therefore, is Saturn's transit through your fourth at the moment
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
that you're rebuilding,
And
and
there's
that
still
prevents.
restriction.
Okay, so can you tell me, what does it mean in very practical terms to rebuild? What are the actions of rebuilding? What are you doing currently? Is it buying things? Is it
Yes,
actually building things?
it's buying, it's building, it's and then where I live, there is restriction as well because there's limitations on material that you can get.
Aha. Okay. Okay. Notice the exact square from transit Saturn in the fourth to Saturn in your second Capricorn.
Mhm,
Restrictions on the materials that you can get. Second house Capricorn
mhm,
Saturn. Yeah?
mhm,
Okay.
mhm. Um, what else? Oh, communication when it comes to, people in the environment, people in the space. There could be times where people can say, "Oh, I'm going to come and do this," and you're waiting forever. And sometimes they will come on their own time, or sometimes they will just not show up. So it's also like accountability as well. So there you can understand. There's a lot of restriction.
Okay. You mean like getting paid help, right? For someone to come build something?
Right. And even
Okay.
if you pay them, still.
Okay. So again, Saturn in the fourth Aries, right? You're
Hmm.
hiring help, you're expecting them to do the work, but it's taking a lot longer to motivate them to actually get it done. And there's the square with Saturn and Capricorn. The way that now, as I hear it, you value people doing things, right?
Structure,
Yeah,
discipline.
accountability.
Hmm.
Okay. Are those things very important for you?
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then it's
Mhm.
also building relationships too. That's Jupiter and Gemini for me in the seventh house.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So it's like in my scenario, you have to know the right people, right?
Okay.
You have to know
Mm-hmm.
that they're not gonna screw you over.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You have to know and understand that there can sometimes be blurred lines, right? So for example, if let's take it back. So say for example, if someone sees me caring for my dad, right? In their mind, they're automatically going to think, oh, she can care for me too. Absolutely not. This is a job that I'm doing to care for my parent. I'm not obligated to take care of anyone else.
Okay. It sounds like you're thinking about a particular situation.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of different situations because if someone, maybe this might not be like everywhere else, but if someone sees you taking care of your parent or taking care of someone, they're automatically going to think, well, she can do this for me.
But who is
She can
that?
take,
Who is that person that's expecting that from you?
oh, a lot of people. Like it's a unconscious expectation.
Okay.
And
Can you
maybe
give
this
it?
could be the culture here.
Uh-huh. Okay, so yeah, can you give an example just because it helps me to understand with
Okay, I'll give you an example.
okay.
Uh, there's many examples, but I'll give you one specific.
Okay.
Okay, so a couple days before my dad passed on, right? I had to take him to the hospital. So as I take him to the hospital, I have to get the ambulance and all of these things, right? So the people in the ambulance come and they see me caring for my dad. Obviously, they're men, right? They see me caring for my dad. Then it's like autumn, and they see me that I'm by myself and I don't have a partner. I don't have another person around me. It's just me and him. So automatically in their brain, they're like, oh, well, she's here. She's caring for her dad. So let me see if I can find a way for her to care for me as well. Or it's like tit for tat. Let me just do a little bit extra and maybe she'll help me with this, or maybe she'll help me with that. So they're thinking in their mind, like, if I do this, then she's going to do this. Am I making sense?
I can tell that you're thinking about a particular situation, but you're like not naming the people. And I guess maybe that's to like stay anonymous or something.
Okay, let me see. It's challenging because I've experienced a lot here. I've experienced a lot with different people, and it's kind of like the same thing. It's the same rhetoric over and over. And I'm big on pattern recognition. So I can see the patterns. I can see,
Mhm.
people's intentions. I can see all of these different things. And it's like, I can't be like, okay, let me just see how this is going to play out. No, because I already know how it's going to play out.
Wait, so you're talking about because now what I'm getting is you're talking about the Grenadians, right?
In a way, yes. Yes.
Okay. And what I'm also feeling is because the Grenadians now I'm like that's the moon. But then when I go over to Saturn and now I feel like those people are really not progressive. They're almost treating you like in the old times. Yeah.
So it's tit for tat, but it's unconscious. But I am big on pattern recognition. So it's like, okay, well, let's see if I can get her to, I don't know, like, let's see if I can show her that I can do this. I'll give you a perfect example. Yes, this is kind of going back, but um the individual that came and helped me with my dad, obviously that's their job, right? That's their job. They're there
Ah,
to
a
help.
caretaker. Okay, they were like a hired help to come and be a nurse.
Not really, because they came from the hospital.
Okay.
They knew that they had to come and help me with him. So they
Okay.
came and they helped me with him, brought him to the hospital, XYZ. Now they have to bring me back home. Now they're bringing me back home and they're like, oh, do you need help with anything else? And it's like, whatever else that they're trying to help me with, that's not their job.
Okay.
They're not being hired by the hospital or whoever to help me with anything extra. It's just help me help me with whatever you need help with when it comes to my dad, and that's it. So it's like inviting yourself to try to do more to get something in return, but not openly saying it. And
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm very straightforward. How
Mm-hmm.
you see me is how you get me. If I say, okay, a
Uh-huh.
million, let's do XYZ. It's not going to be, oh, well, maybe I can get her to do a little this or a little extra, and she'll do this for me in return.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's
I see.
pretensive.
I see. Now I'm feeling the Pisces in the third house. That you're having these interactions with people that are on a psychological level, there's something else happening. So there, it's kind of like multiple paths.
Mhm.
And then I see the connection with Saturn, that you as a person are much more direct and straightforward.
Very. Because I can't pretend. I don't know how to pretend.
I also feel that you can probably be kind of intense in the way that you talk.
Yes.
Kind of orderly, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it intimidates people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it makes people a little bit scared. Like, oh, I don't want to have a conversation with her. But
Uh-huh.
yeah.
It's kind of like Karen a little bit,
A
like a
what?
stickler. A Karen?
Oh, yeah. Like, how you see me is how you get me. I can't. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't. Living here has definitely taught me a lot about
Mm,
people, a lot about behaviors, characteristics, a lot of these different things. So,
Okay, so you're interacting with people. Now I'm feeling the Jupiter and Gemini in the seventh. I'm feeling you having all those interactions and you're kind of learning a lot.
hmm
When you're interacting,
hmm
you're kind of observing, you're reflecting on what they're saying to you. It's not just the conversation. Every time for you, there's academic things going on, maybe.
hmm hmm
Okay,
And
now
I
I
don't know if
also,
you do astrocartography, but I'm also on a Uranus line.
okay. Okay, that makes me think about the hurricane as well because of the immense disruption.
hmm
Okay. Mm. This is also making me think about spiritualists around
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah. I'm considered a spiritualist. You know.
Yes, okay. Okay, yes, I see like teachers, like you're studying something all the like you're reading a lot. Yeah, tremendous,
hmm
tremendous amounts of books and knowledge.
hmm
And I
I
also
have an
feel like
entire library.
yes. And I feel a lot of history and I feel a lot of like old folk tales. Yeah.
hmm
Yes, folk tales.
hmm
Folk tales and myth, like ancient myth of your
hmm
people. Okay.
Mythology, folklore. And like I said, my parents were elders, so they taught me a lot.
Yes.
hmm
Also about like traditions.
hmm Traditions, herbs, how they lived long ago. Even during the hurricane, my dad was telling me about another hurricane he experienced in 1955 that was a category 5 as well.
Okay. So
hmm
you're like a wisdom keeper kind of.
Wisdom speaks.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. Do you feel your moon Saturn so much? The moon in the third, wisdom speaks.
hmm
This also makes me think about because you said you experienced a lot of loss in your life.
hmm hmm
That makes me think about the Pisces also, people that are beyond the veil.
Yeah,
Did you lose like a sister maybe or an aunt?
I did. That was my first loss. First loss was my sister.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I do tarot, I do
Mm,
oracle, I do energy reading, I do massage therapy.
mm,
Um, I have my certificate in clinical and applied hypnotherapy. And I was actually finishing my doctorate in alternative medicine, specializing in end of life care, but the hurricane
Wow.
came and lifted everything. So it's like I want to finish, I want to go back to school, but it's so many different things that's happening. It's like I have to have structure. I have to,
Mm.
you know.
And now you're trying to make your structure big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that you have to have structure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see that. I
Structure is
guess you're a pretty
important.
regimented person.
Yes.
Hmm.
Like
Okay, this
everything
makes me
has
think.
to be, you know.
Yeah, and I'm feeling also hygiene is a big one. Big one, hygiene, cleanliness.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't specifically like to clean. I know how to clean, but I'll be okay in the kitchen. I'll be okay in the kitchen, you
I
know.
also feel like you must have some kind of health condition.
Mm. I don't really, well, it depends on how you look at it. Depending on the weather, I would get very bad migraines. Growing
Right.
up, I was sick a lot. So
Yes,
I was
yes.
born prematurely.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
was born at 6 months. I was supposed to be born in October. Hey, that's another thing. So I was supposed to be born October 18th, and October 18th was the day my dad passed away.
Okay, interesting.
Hmm.
Yes, being very
So
sickly as a child, totally missing school.
yes, I missed school a lot.
Yes, okay.
I missed school a lot growing up. That is the one. That is the one. Like if it wasn't a fever, I would have like kidney stones. If it wasn't kidney stones, I would have like, oh, I have sciatica too. I would have like terrible back pain. Um, yeah. But when I was 16, I got diagnosed with migraine. And then after I got diagnosed with migraines, I had epilepsy for like 7 years. And then this is
Mm-hmm.
another connection. When I was born, I got burned in the incubator
Ah,
on my foot, and they did skin graft, but they pulled the skin too tight on my foot. So there's like a lot of restriction. So like you see certain people can wear heels. I can't wear heels. Like when it
ah.
comes to footwear, I have even if I have to spend a lot of money, I have to make sure that the footwear it fits me and it fits me well so I can walk around and do whatever I have to do. So I
So
think that's
interesting.
where the Leo, this is Leo, Mars, fire.
Right, totally.
Hmm.
But I'm feeling the footwear in the moon in Pisces being exactly
Hmm.
sextile Saturn. They have to be so particular with the
Mm.
shape of the shoe.
Yep. Hmm.
Okay.
Or else it would hurt me. Like growing up, my mom would put socks and sandals to cover it up. And I told her, like, you don't have to cover it up. I don't care. People can say what they want to say if they want to say anything, because that don't bother me.
Interesting. That will bother a lot of
Hmm.
kids. That makes me think about your Mars and Leo,
Hmm.
that you're more proud.
Yeah. Mm. What is that the same thing as pride?
Well, pride in the sense of like, I'm me.
Yeah.
Like, hmm. Yeah, okay. The Mars and Leo in the ninth, now that we're there, is making me think about all of your travel and immersion in different cultures.
Hmm. Hmm. I love to travel. And I've been
Mm-hmm.
thinking a lot about Japan lately. I don't know what it is, but well, I do have Venus passing through there. So, and just the
Mm-hmm.
culture, the lifestyle, everything is so clean. Everything is so, and it's a
Ah,
lot of, it's a,
orderly. Haha.
yes. And it's also very, I wouldn't say religious because there are a lot of different religions there in Japan. People practice a lot of things. But when I did go to Japan, it made me accept my spirituality. It made me accept my culture. It made me understand and realize that my roots are my roots and my practice is something that can help a lot of people.
You said when you were in Japan, you realized that.
I went to Japan 2019 or 2018.
Right. So
Somewhere
that
there.
makes me think about being your Venus line being there in the ninth
hmm
house. So that was such a
hmm
fortunate place for you, made you realize things about yourself. And the other thing, by the way, about being curious about Japan, for me, it's I see a pattern
hmm
because currently you're living in kind of an island nation, right?
Yeah. Japan is
Okay,
also an island.
right, exactly, and New York as well,
Yes.
Manhattan, right? And so for
hmm
me, there, I feel the moon in Pisces again with Saturn,
hmm hmm
because it's an island, like a watery place, right?
hmm
But in the case of Japan, it's very structured. So that makes me think about the Saturn, what draws you to it. An island nation that is at the same time orderly and well kept.
hmm And here it's
And
opposite.
and also Singapore comes to mind, but I don't know, just
Hmm. I'll look into that.
okay.
Yeah, here is not very orderly. It's
Right.
very chaotic. And it's like, oh, my nervous system, please.
Hmm. Are you a sun worshiper?
Elaborate on that. What do you mean? Like
I
you
don't
like to
know.
go out in the sun or worship the sun? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Like pray to the sun, for example.
No, I pray to the moon.
You pray to the moon. Okay.
Mhm. I love the moon. I got the moon phases on my arm.
Uh-huh.
I love the moon.
Now that you're rebuilding, are you physically rebuilding the house, actually?
hmm hmm
So does that mean you have to get materials like bricks and tin and metal and fixtures and furnitures?
hmm But like
Hmm.
I said, there's still a limitation because it's like coming from America where everything is like, and no shade, but like where everything is like better quality, things will last longer,
Right.
all of these different things, right? Versus here where everything is imported from like all of these different places, but the price is like astronomical. It's like, do I use what I have or do I settle and bring in this other material or these other equipments where I know for sure it's not going to last a long time?
Okay. Okay. So do you see this exact square?
hmm
Right, Saturn and Aries in the fourth, you're in the process of rebuilding your home. Squaring Saturn and Capricorn in the second. The price of materials is astronomical and it's one of the most limiting factors. And it makes you ask yourself, well, should I use shoddy equipment that's not going to
hmm
last long? And so there's that big kind of challenge at the moment.
Yeah, Saturn is I can't wait till Saturn is but then also too, it's like it's also teaching me more discipline. It's teaching
Mm,
me more structure, even though I'm already very structured. And it
right.
also makes me think, yes, even though I'm in this space of rebuilding, how can I incorporate creativity? How can I incorporate more excitement? How can I incorporate more joy instead of thinking that everything has to be so rigid? Creativity. So that would be the third house and the fifth house.
I'm feeling like the Leo a lot actually.
Yeah.
Can you say more? Creativity in what way? How do you incorporate creativity into that?
I don't necessarily have to have the space how my parents had it. I could
Okay.
incorporate more flowers. I could incorporate more, I don't know, bamboo just came to mind. So it's like I can incorporate things that can be made with bamboo. I could incorporate, just do things that are different
Mm.
than how my parents had it.
Aha.
And I don't
Okay.
necessarily have to keep it as a space as how they kept it. I can convert the space to where it becomes income for me.
Aha.
So helping other people have a place to stay. Because there's still people living in shacks. There's still people living in tents. There's, even though it's going on 2 years, there's still people living 2 years or 3 years. 2 years. There's still people living in conditions where they don't necessarily have to live in that, you know. So it's making me think about a lot. And also for me, understanding that everything is not going to happen overnight because there are a lot of limitations.
Okay. So, few things. First of all, again, Saturn transiting your fourth during this whole period and will continue for more than a year.
Mhm.
Right. So, this for me is that slow period of rebuilding and also being surrounded by people that live in terrible conditions. So, like your community, the fourth house, the people close to you, your city is struggling, right? All together.
Mhm.
So, there I feel that very much. But there's something else happening on a very different level. And that is Jupiter that is moving to conjoin your sun. And so you can
Mm.
see that's still in the process and it's going to be exact around July. But it's applying during this period and it's been applying for the past couple months.
Mhm.
And this makes me think about how you're getting a totally new sense of how to design your home, right? Jupiter to your sun in Cancer, you're the one to make the home look how you want it to look and feel. So it's like a
Mhm.
whole new beginning, a giant expansion. And there I also feel the Mercury in Leo right next to your sun. Because you're like, well,
Mhm.
okay, my parents had it like this, but now I can do color. I can do flowers. I can do bamboo. I can get creative. So there I feel Jupiter conjoining your sun and Mercury in that process that you're having.
Mhm. So let's look at maybe my birthday or a little after my birthday. Maybe Jupiter might be in Leo.
He will be, right. Exactly. Yeah. You're going to have the sun conjunct Jupiter on your birthday, actually.
Mhm.
How nice is that? Right? So just think about even just that by
Mhm.
itself as your solar return,
Mhm.
right? So the sun in Cancer, the house, and Jupiter in Leo, an explosion of creativity. Makes me think about you
Okay.
writing and performing as well, by the way, like some kind of really big piece because
Mm.
Pluto is opposing them as well. So I feel like yeah, there's something really fun happening here. Something big, very expansive for you.
That's exciting. At least it'll bring you a little bit of joy, a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness. It's interesting. I'm
Right?
telling you, the stars will never lie.
Right. Yeah. Okay, let's pause here.
Mhm.
Good. So, how was that for you?
It helped me a lot. Like a lot of things that have been across my mind, it was definitely helpful because being in a space where I've experienced so much, like so much loss, it's like, does this even make sense? Like, does it make sense to even start again? Does it even make sense to, put all of this effort in? Like, and I'm not usually a negative person, but it just makes me think like, what's the point? Why? Like, but yeah, yeah. And then it makes me think about relationships, like people that are coming into my life to assist me. I'm grateful. But then it also makes me think like,
What do they
does this
want?
person,
Makes me think about Jupiter transiting your eighth again. The people that are helping you.
yeah, that's what it makes me think about a lot. And then I was having challenges with my neighbor. My neighbor is like going around talking bad about me, but also can't face me because people know that I'm very like, if I have something to say, I'm gonna say it.
Okay, do you on both levels, do you see the moon, third house, Saturn, in what you just described, your neighbor that is bad mouthing you,
That's
and
third
that you're
house.
the one to say, yeah,
But they avoid me. They avoid me because they know like I keep to myself.
there's the Pisces
hmm
that they're avoiding you and they're doing it
Yeah.
behind your back.
hmm hmm
Okay.
hmm The
Mhm.
stars will never lie. It will
Right.
never lie. So yeah, it was helpful. It definitely was helpful because I've been thinking a lot. Like my parents aren't here anymore. I know my parents are on the other side trying to assist me and, bring the people in my space that's going to help me, that's going to be genuine. But sometimes you just never know how things are going to end up because you never know. People change, people turn when they see certain things are going a certain way. It's like, okay, well,
Right.
I've been helping her all this time. Let's see how I can, but it's been good so far. So far, it's been good. I'm really, it's Saturn that's really getting to me because I'm really trying to be patient, but also at the same time, it's like I know that this is gonna take time.
Right.
Yeah.
Aries, the desire for progress.
hmm
And now.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely. And then too, I'm in my first house in uh
The
I can't remember the
perfection.
word right. Yes, perfection. Yeah, I'm in my first house. So,
Mhm.
and then, well, after my birthday, that's the second house. Oh, okay. And then my second house is in Capricorn. So that's going to help me make the money that I need to make so I can continue fixing my space and, you know.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, this was helpful. How do you feel it was for you?
Oh, great. Perfect. Wonderful.
hmm
Yeah.
Good. And then I
Um,
have to get back on TikTok and, do my lives and stuff like that. But it's so draining.
oh, I know. Okay. I want to just stop recording and then you and I can talk
Oh,
for a few more minutes, okay?
oh yeah. I forgot it was recording.
I know.